Hey y'all, hey. How y'all doing? How y'all night going? Hope all is well. Turn down music. Always trying to be the center of attention. Shush sometimes. Okay, excuse that minor interruption. So, we're going to be continuing Danganronpa tonight. I'm not sure what to expect, but I get the feeling that we're going to be moving right on into somebody getting hurt, and I'm prepared for it. I'm very much prepared for it. So, without further ado, let's just hop right on into it. See how far we can get. You know, by the end of the night. Well, I guess not technically by the end of the night, because that would mean going into dawn. But y'all know what I mean. Let's. I'm gonna just stop talking. We just. I'm gonna just put this over here, and we gonna hop right on in there. Boop. And bam. Okay. Oh, let's go. Hope everybody can hear me all right. Ooh, I was almost scared that I did not save. All right, let's get in there. Yes, please. I'm worried about Sakura. I need to hurry up and get to the dining hall. Yes, get out of there. We do the same thing every morning. You still ignoring me? You still upset? I just didn't want to accuse Sakura just in case. She didn't do it and it was a misunderstanding. Okay, that's fine. I'll just I'll just go find Sakura. Of course she's not in here. Okay. Makoto. Are you okay? Huh? What do you mean? You were late, so we were worried about you. What a dullard. This man got one more time to call me stupid. He got one more time to call me stupid. I'm getting slightly offended, okay? Slightly offended. I don't understand why you gotta keep calling me dumb. Toko, Byakuya, what are you doing here?
What the heck?
You're taking refuge here. Refuge?
Such ignorance.
Don't make that stupid face. We have to protect ourselves against the Mastermind's tools. The Masterminds? Are you talking about Sakura? That's when I finally noticed the only one that wasn't in the dining hall was Sakura. Huh? Where is Sakura?
Stop talking.
All I know, E.T. isn't? You know, I guess I wouldn't be me if there wasn't a technical difficulty. Ah, gots to love it. I can't ever just have a smooth stream. There's always got to be some kind of technical difficulty. Huh. Just, all right. Never fails. All I know is, if she were here, I wouldn't be. The only reason I went out of my way to join the rest of you was as a safeguard against that threat. Threat?
What is this?
Why? Why do you hate her so much?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? Because this makes things unfair. Unfair? The game should be fair to all players. The existence of a spy for the mastermind upsets that balance. So, y'all thought that this was a fair game? A game where they're pitting you against each other to be murdered. Okay. For somebody calling others dull, you should think about yourself, sir. Because there's no way you thought that this was going to be a fair game for anybody but the people running it. Get it together, Bacula.
What the heck?
That's a stupid reason.
What did you say?
Stupid? This is a life or death game, is it not?
That's terrible.
It is stupid. You're a stupid idiot.
Hey,
Before you get too far into your argument, maybe you should stop and think things through. Why did the mastermind reveal that Sakura was the spy to us?
what the heck?
They were getting revenge on her, right? Like Monokuma said, an eye for an eye.
However,
That may be part of it, but it's not the whole picture. Revealing that fact was also meant to serve as the next motive the mastermind wanted to give us. The chaos and confusion born from suspicion, the hatred.
in other words,
This right here, the fighting, the bickering, is the trap the mastermind laid for us. Knowing that, will you still stand there and argue like children?
but
You know, I would really like to know which one of them really think that they could even fathom taking down Sakura. That is a strong woman. There is no possible way that the mastermind thought that somebody would try to take her down. She is built like an ox. You would need some tranquilizers. But I guess they did open the chemistry lab. So they may very well have tranquilizers. Okay. I proved myself wrong. I'm gonna go mind my business. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's just, I mean, how can I get you guys to believe in Sakura again? If she really can beat the mastermind like she said, that'd go a long way in my mind.
what are you saying?
Idiot! You'd really ask her to do something so dangerous? What if something terrible happens to her?
Interesting.
It wouldn't matter.
Huh?
What? If Sakura were to die, that's one less person for the mastermind to control. I have no problem with that. Hold on, Byakuya.
Hmm.
In fact, if she did die, that would settle this entire issue, wouldn't it? It would put the whole problem to rest. Ooh,
What the hell?
well,
You disgust me. You're a monster. To say something like that, it should have been you.
ooh,
You should have been the one to die.
What?
okay. That. It's a little dramatic for my taste. I should have died.
Interesting.
Interesting. Then are you planning to take care of that yourself? Go ahead. Try it if you dare. That's how it works here, after all.
What is this?
You think I can't do it? Hina, calm down.
That's right.
This is exactly what the mastermind wants. And it's exactly what Sakura doesn't want. What's wrong? Lost your nerve? I'm leaving. I'll be in my room. Trembling with anger, Hina ran off. You know, it's really hard to maintain arrogance reading for him. He's too much, man. He's too much. That stupid cow. How dare she? She should die 1,000 deaths. No, 1,000,000. So she was just another hysterical little girl. Hardly worth my attention.
Just a second.
It's what other people call having feelings, Byakuya. And all you can do is mock them for it. What's wrong with that?
Hey,
A friendly word of warning. Someday, that attitude is going to come back and bite you. Hard.
I don't have time to play with you.
And I will happily elude its attempts. So, you know, how about we, eat? Or maybe now's not a good time.
You know?
Awkward. And this is why Byakuya should not come to breakfast. Without a word, each of us left the dining hall. We headed back to our rooms one by one. Whew. So what should I do today? You know, we don't have very many options, Makoto. We don't have very many options at all. I think I spent all of those. Well, let's see where everybody is. This should be the last or next to last day that we have a little peace without murder. Let's go see if we can talk to Sakura.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure I'm ready to open up just yet. Maybe if you create the right opportunity.
I see.
Even if I don't feel like talking, you'll still stand by me. I still don't understand you, Makoto. Without saying a word, I stood by Sakura. Sakura and I grew a little closer today. Sure. Although I don't know what I have given her before. Yes. You really want to give me something so splendid? You know, I'm not quite sure why, but somehow you remind me of him.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Forget I said that. I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, I feel a little better now. Thank you. Seeing Sakura so pleased with something I gave her makes me happy. Well, that was a short visit. I don't feel like just sitting here. I should go somewhere. Like where, Makoto? You're trapped in a school. And we've been just about everywhere. Bum, 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 bum. Awkward. You know, I thought I could talk to Alfigo. Go away. She won't even look at me. I guess she doesn't even want to see my face. Awkward. So this is just how it's gonna be, eh? Yeah. At this point, we're just wasting time. You know what, Makoto? Let's go check on her. Sakura, weren't you just in the chem lab? Am I tripping? Four. Huh. Now she's just back downstairs. Alright. Well, let's go talk to her. I didn't a bit more pay attention to where they were. Nope, that way. Because it's ridiculous. Especially when half the time she's not willing to share her secrets. We still don't even know what her ultimate is.
Sorry.
Listen, I'm really sorry, but I kind of want to be alone right now. Kind of offended because you're in here with Sakura. But I'm the... Okay. I've got a lot I need to think about. Alright. Well, Makoto, let's just move this on along and go to bed. Shall we? But you can't say that you want to be alone while also spending time with your best friend. Just say that you only want to be with Sakura. I can understand that. let's speed this on along. Cause I refuse to go and talk to Byakuya or Toko again. Those were not pleasant conversations.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors
Truly,
to the
I
dining hall
only
will
do
be
it
locked, and entry
when
at that point
I
is
know that I don't
strictly
want to converse
prohibited.
with certain people.
Okay then. Sweet
Just
dreams,
speed it on
everyone.
along.
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
I think I've only taken a nap twice in these 4 chapters. And that was just because I had just talked to everybody. I didn't want to do it. See, the only other option would have been Hero. And that conversation was very hard to follow. And yeah, it probably benefits you that none of the characters irked your nerves, like Toko and Byakuya do mine. Nighttime already. Tonight feels somehow uneasy. We still haven't settled things with Sakura. Everyone's in a terrible mood. Just hope nothing happens tonight. Dun dun dun. Oh, there's crabs on the stage now. Monokuma, soon you're not going to be able to sit there. After I declined the offer to become a shrimp. Hero, the last time I did that, I've spoken to Hero twice now, and both conversations were utterly ridiculous. He went on and on about something, and I was like, sir, this is not what I asked for at all. I just wanted to get to know you a little better. I didn't want to learn about this irrelevant subject that we can't even explore inside this school. I considered going to talk to him, but then I remembered that, and my split-second decision to go to sleep was there. Ooh, the tech support lady just refused to drop the issue. Once the shrimp idea was dead, she came back suggesting I should become a crab instead. How much can one person love crustaceans? I said no, of course, and she shot back, okay, then how about to make you extra special, you can be a crab that walks sideways and backwards. Don't most crabs have the ability to walk sideways and backwards? How slow does she think Monokuma is? Because in my heart of hearts, I believe that they all have that ability. Oh, okay. So Monokuma is just completely unaware. Got it. But how's that any better? I don't want to go sideways or backwards. I want to go forward. I heard her annoyed sigh on the other end of the line, and then she said, don't see the splendor of the crab. Haven't you ever heard of the tale of the crab and the monkey? Of course I've heard of it. I know all about it. But so what? The crab beats the monkey, but it's just some legend. Hardly relevant to our greed-obsessed modern society. Sure, monkeys still show up in movies and stuff from time to time, but not crabs. Monkey-themed clothes are sweeping the fashion world, but the crab doesn't stand a chance, right? Well, that depends on where you go, Monokuma. There's plenty of places where crabs are everywhere. You just gotta find them. You're being just slightly jealous, okay? Just a little bit. You just want things your way. You. What I'm saying is, crabs have no place in today's light speed world. Do your market research, lady. Which is why I chose the always popular bear image.
And that's the secret origin story of Monokuma.
Sir, I feel like you told you. So this is just a continuation of our last dream. Okay, that's fine. Please get out my brain. Cause that was ridiculous. I didn't ask this of you. His origin story and his hate for crustaceans.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine. Get ready to greet another beautiful day.
I need to do something about Sakura. Oh, do we? What do you plan on doing, sir? Because I have a very bad feeling. A very, very bad feeling. I'd better go to the dining hall and talk to the others about it one more time. Well, let's go. You know, I'm glad that wasn't a scream in my ear. Yeah, maybe let's not jinx it. Because every time I say that, I end up getting a scream in my ear. Huh? Was that someone screaming? I think it came from the dining hall. You know, this is one of those times where you should have teleported, sir. This is one of those times where you should have teleported. I jinxed myself. I feel like I should always assume that if it's a voiceless scream, then I'm going to get a scream in my ears at some point. Oh. And why is it always you, hero? Why is it always you screaming in my ears? Oh. Makoto, we got a big problem, man. What's wrong? Look! Hero's fingers shook as he pointed.
Hina!
Well?
Are you okay? What happened?
She killed her.
Hina looks very much alive right here.
You gotta be kidding!
Hero, this is why I hesitate on talking to you alone. This is a lot, sir. This is a lot. Ooh, child. No. She's not dead. Open your eyes. No way she's dead. Why? What happened? Well, Toko and Hina, all of a sudden they were yelling and then they knocked the pepper off the table. And that led to a sneeze? Her giant balloons are a little too perfect, aren't they? I might be flat, but at least mine are real. And look at my shapely collarbone. Doesn't it just totally set you on fire?
Totally not adorable.
Anyway, you totally non-adorable boys, just get her out of my sight, okay? Or else.
My beautiful scissors!
I'll start cutting and indulging myself for who knows how long. Okay then. Let's get Hina to the nurse's office. Come on, Hero, help me. Sure thing. Ooh. Okay. Genocide Jack's abrasive laugh chased us out of the room as we carried him away. By the time I finished taking care of Hina's injury in the nurse's office, she seemed to have finally regained her composure.
Sorry.
Thank you. Are you sure you're feeling better? Yeah, it really was just a scratch. But still, that was super close. If I hadn't yelled out, you'd be dead right now. It's all thanks to me, you know? Hero. She got scraped on the shoulder with some scissors. I'm not sure that equates to her dying. Yes, well, 1,000 thanks to you, sir. So sarcastic. That just makes you sound even more hostile. Hey, Hina, what the heck happened? Oh, we just got into a fight, and I lost my temper and flew off the handle. Let me guess. The fight was because of Sakura?
But
At first, I tried to just ignore it. If you let jerk buttholes get to you all the time, you'll never have time left to live your life. But she wouldn't let it go. So I just...
what the heck?
Without thinking about it, I felt like I wanted to punch her like 12 times.
You're serious?
Oof. I was projecting there. Ooh. My heart of hearts truly said 1,000 instead of her dozen. Woo! A dozen punches isn't really without thinking. And when things get out of hand, Genocide Jack got let loose, right?
Sorry.
It's my own fault. But I just couldn't take it anymore. Because because she was saying all these horrible things about my friend, you know? Before I knew it, Hina's eyes started welling up with tears. And just as the tears were on the brink of spilling over, the door to the nurse's office burst open. I thought the door was going to fly off its hinges. And there she stood before us. Sakura! You're hurt. What happened?
Huh?
Oh, nothing. It's not a big deal. Makoto, Hiro, what's the meaning of this? It wasn't me. It was genocide, Jill. It's all that demented, murderous fiend's fault.
Damn.
To hurt Hina? Damn you. To leave me alone, but hurt her? What is this? Well, I believe that it's called fear, Sakura. It's called fear. Because they are scared of your muscles. Okay? That's all it is.
How dare you?
Hina, no, Sakura, I really don't want to say this. It's so aggressive. What is this? I'm okay, really. It's just a scratch.
No forgiveness.
Unforgivable.
I can't forgive this.
You know, you said this, the text says them. You know, I would like y'all to be on one accord, okay? Hiro, if you could just chill out, sir. Hiro, if you want to hate someone, hate me. If you want to hurt someone, hurt me. I don't hate you exactly.
I can't forgive this.
You know, I'm not about to scream again. Somebody save me. Nobody threatened you, Hiro. Nobody threatened you at all. Get it together. But just a second later, what's going on?
Hey,
What's all this noise about? Kyoko stood in the doorway of the nurse's office, taking Hiro's spot in the room.
it would seem...
I gather that something happened. Kyoko! Please, you have to stop Sakura.
Wait.
You don't need to stop me. I'm okay. I'm not going to do anything. I'm drawing a line right here and now. Drawing a line?
Goodbye.
Oh no. Wait, Sakura! Hina sprang into action, leaving the nurse's office to chase after Sakura. Headphones, I just want to scratch under you, please. The only ones left were... Kyoko? Are you still mad? Yeah, I figured.
That's fine.
It's fine. Huh?
Whew.
About that issue we discussed earlier. It doesn't matter anymore. Then, do you forgive me for not being able to talk about it?
In other words,
You could have told me about Sakura and Monokuma fighting, but you stayed quiet. You were only thinking of Sakura, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure of what you saw. That's what you were thinking, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? Yeah. To think like that.
I wouldn't have expected such arrogance from you.
I was just trying to be a good friend. Oh. Slightly offended. What?
Because
Ultimately, that means you don't trust me. How is this about trust? I am confusion. No, that's not it. But if that's how you feel, I can't really change your mind. I'm sorry.
that's fine.
It's fine. I've already forgotten about it. Besides,
And
I may have overreacted. You think? You think, Kyoko? That was a bit much. Like, a bit much. Because you know good and well you would feel some type of way if I went around telling other people about the little cubby hole in the boys' bathroom. Come on now. Some things you just gotta keep to yourself. Huh?
anyway,
It's over and done with. Like I said, let's just forget about it. Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, alright then. Okay.
whew,
That issue we discussed doesn't matter anymore. I want to talk to you about something else. Go over. Thank you. What is it you wanted to talk to me about?
indeed.
Actually, I'd like you to come somewhere with me. I have business there. Where?
So,
Just come with me and you'll find out. I guess, but
shall we go?
you know, Makoto, you also have free will and a backbone. You don't have to follow her just because. Just sprinkling that out there. With her typical indifference, Kyoko turned and walked away, setting a brisk pace. Kyoko! I hurried to catch up to her. She walked ahead in silence, and in silence, I chased her, and eventually, we arrived. Now I can talk to Alter Ego. That's crazy. The dressing room? So the something else you mentioned.
Indeed.
That's right. It has to do with Alter Ego. But you said we didn't need Alter Ego anymore.
Wrong.
I didn't say we didn't need him. I just said he had done his job. Besides, it's not us that needs Alter Ego. He has business with us. Huh?
Right.
Alter Ego asked me to bring others to come see him. Apparently, He has something he wants to ask us. Alter Ego wants to ask us something? I would like to know what kind of business the computer program wants to do with us. Very, very curious. Hello. Oh, so it's just the two of you? Kyoko and Makoto? Kyoko's fingers glided across the keyboard. Is two not enough? No, it's okay. Two should be plenty. But what is it he wants to ask us?
Indeed.
Let's find out, shall we? Kyoko typed in the question. What did you want to ask us? Oh, yeah, so I'd like you to take me somewhere where you can connect me to the school network.
What?
Kyoko and I quickly glanced at each other. She replied, why? Well, you said my job was done, right? But to just stop here, saying I finished my work. I don't want that. I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. I'm not gonna touch on it. That's right. That's what Master would want too. So, to help everyone else, to solve the mystery of this school. The only way I can help is if you connect me to this school's network. But if you did that, that's basically suicide. I'm positive the mastermind would find out about it. They'd find you and they... You agree, right, Kyoko? Completely opposite sides of the spectrum. Completely. One should be used in a red room, or preferably a purple room. The other would just like to help its teacher. Ha! And to get the multiple meanings all in one go. I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. Yes. Purple is a very seductive color in the right shade. And I love a good purple light bulb. You know, if you want to seduce somebody or be seduced, why does the room have to be red? I love a good royal purple. Purple is also one of my favorite colors. I can't get enough of it. I feel like that's on brand for you. You like the bright color. It goes along with the bright personality. Is that all that it equals? it doesn't have any other no other equation? Oh. Dang, Wario just took up the whole shade. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
But still,
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. To just forever replace Yellow with Wario is wild. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay.
gonna do my
If
best.
it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. You know, it's difficult to put feeling into a robotic voice. I couldn't help but get lost in that voice. It was just too committed. Well, I guess Yellow equals Wario. Too admirable. Too fragile.
Hey,
Ooh. I don't know that I would want that in my ears. Mm. I, I don't know that I would want that in my ears. Feel like that would be a bit much. Mm. I feel like that would make this all the more creepy. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. I'm glad that it was given the voice that it was. You remember what you asked before, Makoto? You know, I imagined it for 2 seconds and then I was like, no, I would not want that in my ears. Especially while I'm trying to read and you're just saying that in the background. Yeah. No, thank you. I don't need that whispering in my ear while I'm reading its lines. You asked what the difference is between a person and a program, right? Yeah?
certainly.
When I talk to Alter Ego, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. I think maybe that's a question even the program's creator can't answer. But I can say this.
Correct.
There's no question that Alter Ego is our friend. Kyoko,
I...
to be honest, I didn't want Alter Ego to push himself anymore. Because if we take any more risks, the mastermind really will notice it. But
Makoto.
let's do it, Makoto. Let's connect Alter Ego to the network. And how do y'all propose to do that? Do y'all even know where there's a connection point in this place? Are you going back to the physics lab? Are you gonna test the computers in the computer lab? You think there's an outlet out there? Well, an output in there? It looked like mostly, you know, physical files. But well, I guess we're about to find out.
Hey,
He's our friend, so I want to take his feelings into consideration. And he says that he wants to fight alongside his friends.
now,
If you were in his place, could you just sit by and do nothing in this situation? If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, could you just look the other way? Or would you stand up? Stand up tall next to everyone else and tell them you're their friend.
So,
Hey, are you guys fighting? If it's about me, please don't.
I wanna believe in
I want to be able to say, I know I can do this.
Leave it to me.
So please, let me try.
Listen.
And besides, there's one place where the mastermind might not notice. One place.
That's right.
Remember, there's another place besides here where there's no surveillance camera. A room without a surveillance camera. Well, I guess it is a secret room. That's it. The secret room you told me about. I can only assume that maybe those panels over there can connect to the network. Because otherwise, this just looks like a lot of pipes. I definitely remember there was no surveillance camera in there.
Indeed.
And I do believe you can connect to the network from there. I remember seeing an Ethernet port on the wall. Okay, so that is
However-
that little thing over there. Okay. I don't know who pays attention to whether there's an Ethernet port when they're sneaking around. But who am I to question Kyoko, our ultimate detective, police officer, crime-fighting person? Hi. How's the day going? Hope work wasn't too rough on you. However, just because there's no camera there doesn't mean there's no danger. There's no way to be sure the mastermind isn't monitoring the network somehow. We'll also have to move Alter Ego, and the mastermind may spot us going into the secret room. If they pick up on any of this, then it's all over. You're right.
That's what we have to do.
But despite all that, I still think we need to try.
Correct.
Because that's our best chance of finding any new clues. Kyoko, I don't like how gung-ho you are about this. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're gung-ho about this, it means that I'm about to take the brunt of the dangerous situation. I don't like how enthusiastic you are about this, ma'am. Because you're about to send me into a den of wolves while you sneak around and plug in Alter Ego. I feel it in my bones. I'd be surprised otherwise. Kyoko, in that case, will you let me carry him? There's no way you could hide him with what you're wearing, right? So let me do it. Oh, Makoto, you volunteered yourself to be the brunt?
It's true.
Makoto, I don't know what to do to you. You just make my life so much harder. So much harder. Okay then, I'll leave it to you. Thank you. You know, personally, I feel like she could have just buttoned up her jacket and tucked it in there. You know? Feel like there was enough jacket to sit it in like her skirt. Just
So then,
I feel like this isn't the moment to express your protagonism. You've had so many moments before this. Just no. Don't choose this dangerous moment. Especially after this man has already knocked you out once. I doubt he'll hesitate to knock you out a second time. It's gonna be a little cramped for you. Bear with us, okay? We started packing him up right away. Ooh, excuse me. You know, I'm leaning towards the stupid side. Byakuya can't say it, but we all know Makoto's just a tad slow. He his intelligence and intuitive moments are sprinkled on a little at a time. This this isn't one of his better plans. I closed the laptop and stuffed it underneath my jacket. Now, why couldn't Kyoko stuff it under her jacket? Did Alter Ego just say that it tickles? She know good and well she can't feel if it tickles. Shush! You can't talk right now. We're going to move you to another room. Until we get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay? Understood. Your command has been implemented. Good. To have him react like a machine like that all of a sudden, I don't know how to react.
Makoto.
In the secret room, there are a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers. Oh, because I was about to ask, what cord are y'all going to try to use to connect them to the network? You know, I also can't tell. I feel like for her body, it's the right size. And if she would just like tuck in her shirt and zip it or button it, she might have been able to hide it in there. Especially if she like tucked it into her waistband and put it on her back. Her hair would block out any bulge. So there might be a network cable in there.
However,
Assuming the mastermind hasn't already taken it. Well, all we can do is go and check for ourselves.
it's true.
Agreed. Let's head to the secret room. Oh, y'all gonna head there together? Now, Kyoko, you know good and well I do not remember which bathrooms they were. Shoo. Okay, glad there's an exclamation point. Because I was just gonna guess.
Hey,
And honestly, I would have been wrong. Because in my heart of hearts, I thought it was the third floor. Hey, Makoto,
why?
are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. What? Go and check again. What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry up and go. And to make sure you don't run off, I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. She was so forceful, I thought I'd made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Okay, I'm going.
So then,
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Okay. Ah, that's better. Excuse my puppy moment, you guys. Okay. First, we have to find a network cable. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it! This is a network cable, right? Now we just have to connect Alter Ego. I immediately got to work. pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please, just wait a little while longer.
I'm gonna
Just
do
hold
my best.
tight and put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and the rest of us as friends. Makoto, don't lie to the poor program. Don't lie to him. Because you and I both know that it's about murder o'clock. You're putting too much hope into this. Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Makoto.
Makoto.
How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the documents were gone. Just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. And there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Girl. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Kyoko!
What?
Yes? So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course. I've no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. What? Wanting a little politeness and courtesy is high maintenance? Wow. Maybe this is why I'm single. Apparently I'm expecting too much of people. I'm expecting way too much. If a simple hello, goodbye, let's go our separate ways for X, Y, and Z is high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about. Like, what are you gonna do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done, it's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we...
so
If we could find some new clue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why alter ego...
correct.
All we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. I'm kinda tired. So I laid down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, well, look at that. Makoto took a nap without me even telling him to. I had completely dozed off. Huh? Can you not ring my doorbell a bunch of times? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze, and pull me back to the real world. I wonder who it could be.
Makoto.
Get out here. Kyoko? What's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Dun, 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 dun. I can't get the door open. Is it locked? Makoto! Kyoko! Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did, Sakura, is she unconscious? She's sitting in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. Ah, shoot. Who poisoned her? Because there's a rag on the floor. Did somebody knock her out? Well, okay. Earlier, I did say that that might be the only way that you can take Sakura out. Is with the chem lab. I just didn't want it to be true, though. I didn't want it to be true. No, he has not. I tried knocking. I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond.
Huh?
So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway,
First of all, we need to get into that room. Do we really? Because we don't know what's in there. What if it's locked because toxic gas? But the door is locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Ooh, I got hearts. Hi, hi. Wait, it doesn't have a lock. So why can't we get in? Then why?
It would seem
It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
in other words.
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in?
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Will it? 'Cause I feel like 3 people turning a knob and shoulder checking the door would be a lot faster than breaking glass and trying to not cut ourselves, putting our arm through said glass. But who am I? Who am I to tell y'all how to rescue your friend? Even though my way is the more sensible way. Especially since if there's no lock on the door, then three of y'all pushing could move a chair off of a door. But okay, I'm thinking too logically. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here. Jacket off, wrap around hand or arm. Bam! Okay. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hasn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. You know, even Sakura can't fight off poison. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I feel like you could have just ran around the corner and got something out of one of the classrooms that wasn't a broom. Okay.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto? See, what I tell you? Why do I have to do all the heavy lifting?
Please.
Come on, please hurry. Okay, you two stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. You know, I'm gonna laugh if he doesn't break it. I'm going to laugh if that glass does not break. Aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. Okay. Okay. I was a little worried knowing who Makoto was. I was a little worried. I'm glad that he was strong enough to break the glass. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm glad he was strong enough to break the glass. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair is pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her, all I felt was cold death. Why is she smiling? I don't like that she's smiling. Did she do this to herself? Was this her way of making amends? She took herself out of the equation? I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. As if Makoto would ever have the nerve. This man can barely make up his mind. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... Can you imagine that that's how you decide to test your ultimate? By trying to take out the strongest woman in your area? Maybe even the world?
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Danganronpa.
Huh? Sakura's.
Hina, please don't scream in my ears. Please don't scream in my ears. I beg of you not to scream in my ears.
She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. It's very much too joyous for the situation. It doesn't often fit the situation. I will give it that. I think it needs to make it needs to like be at a lower base. Like the little back driplets, they're too happy back there. You need some deep bass. Some lower tones. Like, give me something on the level of Law and Order. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura was really dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? Hina, please don't. You know, I get what they were trying to do, but man, like, if they would have like lowered the pitch just a little bit, make it a little more alto than soprano, I might have felt more urgent. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Oh my gosh. Even in her death, he's gonna call her ogre. Even in her death. But Spook, I get that. I didn't want that for Sakura. She deserved a lot better than this. Even though I kind of get the feeling that she did it to herself. Just so that her friends wouldn't be implicated in anything. Or she wouldn't have to hurt any of them. But still. Jeez Louise. Hero, this is why we have beef. This is why we have beef. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Sakura was one of my favorite characters. I will openly admit that. I enjoy a passionate, strong woman. I very much enjoy that.
Yes, yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. Ooh. I can see how. Because I feel like this is very much going to be an emotional roller coaster. And I want no judgments if I shed a tear or two. I loved Sakura. She was a good friend. She was righteous. And she knew what she was doing. That makes sense. Cause man, this is a tough one. See, that's crazy. Cause before I started this game, I knew absolutely nothing about it except what I actually know. I only knew of one other game that they made that was not Danganronpa. And that was the detective game Rain Code. I knew nothing about this. So all of this is just hitting me directly in the heart. Because I didn't want to do it. You know, I don't be on social medias like that. I be minding my business. Like I play what I enjoy. And if someone recommends something to me, you know, I give it a fair shot. But I knew nothing about this. Woo. My feelings are really about to get hurt, aren't they? As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began. I've heard that it's extremely popular. And somehow I did not come across it. Like I may have seen people talking about it in passing, but paid it no mind. I just assumed that it was like an anime or something and paid it no mind at all. Never knew that it could have been a game. Never knew that it could be this good.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? It has animes? Now shut your mouth and keep on talking. Are they by, like, do they go by the same name? Like, you know, that's all I needed to hear. I won't watch it before I finish this, but definitely after the game is complete, I will be indulging. I will definitely be indulging. Like, oh gosh. Oh, that just means that it's good. That just means that it's good.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Okay, question. Does it count if you murder yourself? Like, can she take herself out and be considered the blackened one? Because I really believe that she did this to herself. Just going off of the clues and the hints. But in Monokuma Land, does killing yourself count as murdering yourself? I've got two questions. I assume at some point Monokuma will let something slip, because he always does. So I guess I'll wait for his little random hint that he doesn't exactly understand is a hint. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you! Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura.
What?
You know what's crazy? All three of them, this will be their second time being accused of murder. That's crazy. You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive you.
And one of you did it. I know it. You know it.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
See, look at him. He can't resist popping in. 1 second he tells us to deal with it, and the next he just has to be nosy and jump right in and give his 2 cents. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on.
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file.
Okay, Monokuma. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. So he's just gonna hop on Toko's bandwagon? How is her face lewd? How? Now then, with that, hold on. There's something I want to ask you. It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura?
Say what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words,
Then I killed her?
hmm?
Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura claimed to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Thank God for that. Saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place. But I wasn't able to punish her.
well, darn.
So I didn't know who it was. But whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one. Oopsie. Before you get all pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did it first.
Shing!
Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? Okay, stop giggling in my ear.
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one?
I won't forgive you.
I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry. I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. Byakuya don't want to hear that. He don't want to hear that at all. I'll do it. Hina, I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay. Then Hina is guard number 1. But we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me. You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that in order. Who is he talking to? Who is he ordering around? No, no. No. Are we for sure? Like, are we for sure that he's supposed to grow on me? Are we for sure about this? Cause this man is getting more and more arrogant by the day. This man is 3/4 Sour Patch Kid. Just, brother, consider that an order? An order? You know, I'm gonna leave a little 5% sliver of chance for him. You know, coming forward. There's still some story to go. There's still time for some character development. But if he keeps talking like this, You know, I can't wait for him to turn it down. Cause it needs to be flushed down the drain. Cause just when I think he's getting better, he flips it on its head and ruins my impression all over again. He can't never just let me linger in my like of him. He can't ever just let me linger. He always has to ruin it. Oh, he can't just sit there with his mouth closed. He can't just zip it, lock it, throw away the key. Oh, and order.
That's fine.
Fine. I'll stay behind. No, Kyoko. No. You don't let him have that. No. Punch him in the nose. I hope he does. And I pray it's an ugly cry. I pray it's a... I want one of those cries from him. He doesn't get to lay there on his pillow and just let it fall and drain into the pillow. I want the ugly cries. I want the hiccups. I want the little choke up where you think that you might end up throwing up in the end. Yes, all of it. I want him to feel every piece of the ugly cry. Every piece of it. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Okay. Me being emotional with her, starting to hurt my heart. Starting to hurt my heart a little bit. I'm getting too into the character. This area right here is starting to burn a little. I don't like it. I feel like I'm gonna cry with her. And I haven't even gotten to the meat of it yet. Whew. Well, it looks like the title of my stream was very much on point though. I knew it was coming. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway. Man. I don't need to be tearing up before we even get to the heart of the matter. But trying to portray her emotions is making me feel emotional. I don't know how to feel.
Yep.
Nope. Don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And do you, Hero? Do you really object? If you're really gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided. Is it? Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine. I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Miyako, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body? Why she gotta be filthy though?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. This is a lot. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around the blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out, so we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
in other words,
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Are they? Are they putting in shameless plugs? Oh my. Look here, stream. Don't you start. We're having a good time here. Don't you start. Chill out. We're investigating a murder here. Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. there was a slap earlier. I want to say that it was Bacula that got slapped by Hina. Yes, that should have been it in the cafeteria that morning, or one of the mornings. Yeah, that happened. And it was glorious. It was glorious. He deserved it. Ah, joyous, I tell you. Joyous. If he would just stop running his mouth. He could have stopped while he was ahead, but he didn't. Then he got that swift. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. First of all, there are so many things in this school. There's literally an arts and crafts room. You mean to tell me that they couldn't make a bow and arrow? Just throwing that out there. And who knows what's in the storage room? There could definitely be weapons in there. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality, it's generally not possible. Do you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. for Sakura, if nothing else. This looks like some kind of wrapper. Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try them for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. Tina. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. It's crazy how you say it's the top and bottom of a bottle and then conclude that it's a bottle. If you were going to conclude that it was a bottle regardless, then you could have just left that part out because you already called it a bottle while you were investigating it. I worry about you, Makoto. I really do. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottles. Now, you know, while investigating these murders, Makoto is going to notice the most irrelevant details possible, whether it has something to do with the murder or not. Makoto gonna say it out loud. He has to let us know that that's what he's thinking.
So,
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? Makoto gonna let you know everything that he's thinking. He's not keeping anything to himself. We're gonna get every piece of his thought process. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have. You know, I'm honestly not surprised that Makoto does not know how you get the things inside of the bottles. I'm honestly not surprised. Oh, our poor Tink. He's so clueless as to what goes on in the world. He's so very clueless.
in other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. feel like I'm starting to make sense of things little by little. Are you, Makoto? Are you? Hmm. Hmm. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Makoto, if you don't put these pieces together, which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. You know, I can't tell from this angle, but why does it look like her legs are crossed? Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I could see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? Okay, what happened to the smile that was on her face? All of a sudden, she's not smiling. Alright. The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. No, I never knew. Jeez. Uh-oh. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around in the entrance of the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Kim A2. That reminds me. Sakura mentioned how the Kim lad had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Kim lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. Feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue. I'm not sure I see how. So he doesn't see that he broke the glass. Therefore, the glass should be on top of and around this canister. But for it to be under the canister, it had to have been knocked down on top of it. Which probably means that it might have been sitting on the chair when he broke the glass and jostled the chair out of the way. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Okay. Hear me out. Brainstorm with me, friends. Brainstorm with me. Okay. So, in my theory that Sakura did this to herself to take her friends out of harm's way, she went to the chem lab, got a protein shake, put a little poisony poison in there, consumed said poison, locked herself in the room so that no one can save her or help her. She was just waiting around for it to take effect. She started throwing up blood over there while she was looking at the magazines. She wandered over. She might have started to get a little dizzy. Fell back on the Monokumas. That's how she got the blow to her head. And then when she realized that it was about that time, she sat down with a little smirk and died. I don't know how peaceful it is because you're vomiting up blood, but I'm gonna finish investigating. Huh? The locker's open, and there on the inside. Thank you. Thank you. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group. Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah. The locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then what does this handprint mean? Okay, addendum to the theory. Somebody thought that they were going to take Sakura out, but didn't realize that Sakura was already trying to take herself out. They hid in the locker, they hit her upside the head, not really realizing that she was already slowly dying already. Just a sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, I'm back. Of course, my niece just had to be already in the bathroom, dancing in the mirror, thinking that she's a pop star in her head. Whew. Gotta love them. Got to love them. Okay. Back to the investigation. Okay. What else could there be? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Anything else? No. I don't see anything else.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. Excuse me? Why? Have you eaten? Girl, nobody told you to go to sleep for this long. You really slept for 7 hours? No, you're not gonna be up for long. Go eat something. You can play with the Switch while you eat, but you need to eat something because you're not gonna be up for long. Sorry about that, y'all. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. That or she gave up.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me, she said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Now, Hina, do you honestly believe that you could have stopped her by force? Did you in your heart of hearts believe that you could stop her by force? For one, she's twice your body size. And two, pretty sure she's about 100 times stronger than you. Hina, it's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with three of them directly.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? Why she gotta be a monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as
Come
fact.
on.
You're all finished. Please remove yourself from my sight. You can also walk out the room, Bacula. Makoto, don't just say okay. And why are you thanking him? Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Ooh. Poor sweet child. Oh, but wait, there's more.
Hey,
Okay. I didn't want to
Certainly.
click on you. I didn't want to click on you at all. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning, and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. The rec room door. Oh, yeah.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
You should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people and to hear what they have to say. Alright, get me out of here. Alright. You know, I wish there was a sprint button. You know, there's a lot of dead people rooms I'm passing. Feeling very strange about it. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds,
Who's there?
the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Choco slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Well, duh. Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Well, Yasuhiro. I pressed the doorbell, and after a few seconds,
You know?
what's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
You know, it's crazy that this clairvoyancy doesn't actually affect him in his daily life. What? They only used it in this one? Oh my gosh. How do you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have you ever, have your special abilities awakened in you? You know, I don't even know how many games there are. I only downloaded the main 3. But there was a very long list of games. I assume include like main story and side stories, like spin-off type of things. Oh gosh, there's so many. But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. Oh my gosh. I feel like the list just goes on and on. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She, oh my gosh.
How about that?
You're throwing a lot of information at me. This makes me want to go check that list again. She gave it to me in person. And she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
the last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Oh, do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh?
What?
Hiro, I would really love it if you would stop yelling in my ears. You keep making me have to turn my volume down. I just need you to chill out for at least an episode. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry. Just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, we should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? Sir, let's just go to the tippy top. Ugh. This man. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. Excuse me? This little boy is getting too big for his britches. Who does he think he is? Does he understand that he has zero authority while being trapped in this school with the rest of us? Ain't no heirs in this trapped situation. We're all hostages. He don't run nothing in here. He ain't got no money in here. He don't run no businesses in here. The only person who believes he runs anything has a split personality with a serial killer. I kind of wish that Hino would have hit him harder. Maybe made him concussed. Maybe thrown in a kick. Huh. Whew. This man. This is my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. Makoto, didn't we come and look at this when we went to see what happened after the last trial? I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Poison? There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Kim C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words,
That's right. It could have only been around the time of the incident. That really is when it happened. It must be related to the case somehow. So we just gonna ignore the skull and crossbones? We just gonna ignore it? These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
what?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. You know, if there has ever come a time where I wish that this was a decision-based game, where if I miss a quick time event, someone could lose their lives. I would accidentally on purpose miss a skill check just so Byakuya could fall on his face. Maybe get a shoulder scrape. Maybe hurt a leg. Who? Maybe. Why wasn't it kept that way? I would have loved to see Byakuya trip and fall accidentally on purpose. I would have loved it so much. I mean, I get that. Seeing the quality of other decision based, I get it. But I feel like they could have just waited to release it just a little bit. Just put that element in there. I just want the option. Well, that's usually how it goes in the decision-based game, so I wouldn't even mind that. Although I feel like I would have gotten Byakuya killed had I been in control of him, though. So I guess I understand why they didn't do it, because they probably would have they probably did a test run and realized that a lot of people were letting certain characters just poof and be up out of there fast. So I guess I get the vision. I get it. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. Oh, is that the sketch of the room? Dang it. It's just disappointment after disappointment. In my heart of hearts, I wanted to believe that somebody had just let Byakuya die. I guess I'll just dream about it. I'm sorry. Right now, he is my least favorite character. Now that Fumi is gone, Byakuya is my least favorite now. He has no one to contend with now. Had Fumi lived, Fumi would still be my least liked. But he's gone now. Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. See, Byakuya was arrogant, but he also kept himself out of my face a lot of the time. Fumi, on the other hand, he was always in the mix and always turned everything into a pervy joke. You know, Byakuya was minding his own business. So I didn't get to dislike him as much. It would appear that whoever left those footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
Certainly possible.
Wasn't he just spouting about how you shouldn't just point fingers without evidence? You hypocrite. Ugh. Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay. Then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Ultimately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints are a really valuable clue. If you lay out the footprints, it looks like this. And when you look at the pattern, whoever left these behind went to the shelf on the left and that's it. They went straight there, did something, and then left. That's according to the footprints anyway. The prints are really clear, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out whose they belong to. Which means these footprints are a super valuable clue. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit, section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled... You know, I chose to ignore it because clearly Makoto's gonna ignore it. There's one bottle here that's labeled Kim C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? Makoto. Makoto. Do you really think that accidents happen here? One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. I hope you're gonna make the connection, Makoto. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit, section C. So we're not gonna comment on how that one over there that you just saw should... Okay. So on this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're using experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. Will he though? Because I feel like that later might only be at the trial. Because that seems to be the only place where Makoto likes to put the pieces together. He don't never want to give me a heads up about what's going on. He just be having me out there guessing my heart out. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Byakuya, you got one more time to call me stupid in some way, shape, or form. What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. Byakuya, if I could come through this game and hit you, I would. See, I don't know if we can call him the ultimate loser, but I also can't say that we can't. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Makoto does not make it easy for himself. And I also don't know where I skipped dialogue. Was it Byakuya talking? Because I might have had a stutter step in my thumb. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. Ah, gotcha. Whoops. I have to remind myself not to tune out Byakuya just because he's Byakuya. I don't think it was important. Byakuya haven't said much of anything important besides telling me that they were reagents. He just wants to belittle me at this point. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I'm gonna have to worry too much about this shelf. I just tried to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements. Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label was from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. So you want to look at this again? Okay.
So in other words,
Y'all ain't telling me nothing new. You ain't get on my face. Get on my face. Get on my face. Get on my face. Okay. I just tried and they didn't let me. I don't know what more they want from me. I could have sworn I checked everything. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Okay, we've been through this too. Got it. We've been through this. Okay. So, what more do you want from me? I checked out all 3 shelves. I checked out the bottle. Checked out the footprints. What more do you want from me? Okay. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. You know, I wouldn't get that close to it, given the bottle that it came from, Makoto. Just saying. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the position, whoever it was only went to the... According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. It always will. So y'all really needed me to do all that one extra step in order to get on up out of here? Never mind. Stairs are right there. Yes. They are indeed on separate floors. Okay. Physics lab. Art. Okay, around this corner. Maybe? Ah! that. I made it here without my handy dandy map. Now don't ask me to try it again.
Hey,
I just knew that it wasn't on the 4th floor. So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must have been lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one more time. Kyoko, why is it that you can't ever just tell me what you found? Why do I have to look at it myself? Why can't you ever just tell me? Ugh. You know Makoto is just a tad bit slow on the uptake. He don't never put these things fully together until the trial. And by then, I don't know. See, the method that she's using, it's not working very well on poor Makoto. He be lost in the sauce, man. He be extremely lost in the sauce. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Just, I don't have hope for him being a better detective. Because in the chem lab, he still took his sweet time and did not put it together. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
It doesn't have to be a lot. Very much so. Too bad he wasn't here to see it. If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is on one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word had been written in blood, bold, bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. If you knew this was here, I feel like you could have just told me that there was a bloody message in the magazine. You could have just told me. Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. Doesn't it though? Somebody gonna try to push it off as if Sakura was trying to pull a Sayaka with that Leon. That again, everybody thought was a code. Like, don't they understand? In this kind of game, they're not gonna do the same thing twice. You honestly believe it? We're gonna believe that there's a dying message all over again. See, the moment I saw it, it looked like Leon to me. In my head, I didn't even realize that they were supposed to look like numbers. I immediately saw Leon. And that's how I knew who done it. From the get-go. You can sit it over there. Thank you, darling. Yes. So you found the magazine. You looked inside. And then you put it right back upside down. Instead of just telling us. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it. For the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that? Okay, I'll give you that. I will give you that. Okay, yeah. In other languages, I'm sure that it looked exactly how it was supposed to be portrayed, and not like Leon. So I will give it that. I definitely give you that. I forget that at some point would definitely be translatable and it would not look that way. Yep. That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Slow your roll. Because Byakuya pulled this same thing just 2 murders ago. Technically 3 murders ago. Tried to frame up Toko. And also, come on. It's almost never who they're trying to frame. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. Yeah, that's why I corrected it. I was like, 2 murders ago. Well, no. 3 people got killed the last 2 times. I keep forgetting that Taka was also a victim here. I keep on thinking of just Fumi, but Taka was also taken out. You know, there was a double homicide out here. Because they did not dwell on him long enough, man. They gave him a personality switch and immediately took him out of the storyline. Just sniped him out. Absolutely. Everybody else got some extra storyline with their deaths, but Taka just got swept under the rug. Like, oh, Hifumi was jealous. He 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 had to take back alter ego. Like, really? That's all we got for Taka? Our law-abiding citizen. That's all we got for him. We didn't even look too much into his death like that. Just golly. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay attention, and you're sure to find it. Girl, you're better off just telling this man. Because if he hasn't realized by now that they're chess piece, a correlation. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? You know, these are the questions that you should have been asking from the very first murder, okay? But no, you were out here trying to figure it out by yourself. Just like she told you. You could have asked this a long time ago.
So...
I don't mind guiding you towards the clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree?
Hey.
Jeez Louise. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway.
You know, they just be out here using Makoto as their personal errand boy. They don't actually be giving him an actual choice. And now you want me to pick up broken glass? Ma'am, you're the one wearing gloves. You should be picking up the glass pieces. You have protection on your hands. Nah. Alright, give me 2 seconds, y'all. I need to adjust something. Okay. Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Oh, yeah. Girl, you have gloves. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with a crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. I could have gone to the chem lab. You have on gloves. With that, Kyoko left the room. Of course she did. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. Makoto, you have all the choices in the world. No is a complete sentence, and no one can tell you otherwise. Our po baby need a backbone. He needs some adamantium put into his, so it can be rigid and strong. Lord. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense once we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight of two of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words...
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then...
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might you expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then...
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Are there two bottles? Just as I thought. What?
In other words...
The result of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together.
Hey.
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Girl. Did she really expect him to put that together? She really expects Makoto to put this together? Makoto of all people. God dang it, what was the third thing I was supposed to be looking at? Magazines, bottles. Hey. Hey.
In
What
other
am I supposed to be
words-
looking at?
Hey,
Okay, so you don't give me there afterwards. The experiments show that pieces of glass on the floor were heavier than an intact Monokuma bottle. And the bottles all have something in common. There's apparently an important secret hidden there. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then, how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
hey,
And this is exactly why I didn't share this secret with you. You don't never actually want to share none of your personal business with me. Who knew? More importantly, look here. Her shoes?
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number one.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. And here he goes.
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
No one was even checking for you. No one was even checking for you, bro. Nobody. Ugh.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time? But the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Sir, you do this every trial. You get yourself all fired up. Whoo! These numbers are dwindling. Just dwindling. Ooh. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then the ultimate martial artist, a locked room murder mystery. What the? Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss it a smiley face, it turns positive. I don't think that that's how that works. I don't think that that's how it works at all. Let's try it out. Baby, your grandmother passed last night. Did that make it any more positive for anybody? I didn't think so.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. that smiley face didn't make it any more devastating. Excuse me, any less devastating. Monokuma is ridiculous. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
Do you have 100 friends? What? Monokuma's logic. It's a little off. It's a little off. Yeah. Giving happy news with a sad face very much makes it seem like a bad thing. But the opposite is not quite true. Because you can't just throw a smile on something devastating and make it joyous. He's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait!
Now then, please get on the elevator. Oh, not the wild eyes. I'll see you all down there. Oh, he's dancing. Maybe he's more directing. It's Monokuma we're talking about. What the hell was that? I don't get it. Very much so. Cause that's all we used to do. We weren't out here using real emojis. We were using every punctuation that we had.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me.
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean.
I didn't murder anyone. That used to be a crowd favorite there. Y'all, Hero is acting very suspicious, okay? Very suspicious. Oh, we're just going through all the old school emoticons, eh?